Guys, today's video is quite simple. I'm going to talk about something that we have never, ever seen in the NBA. I am an NBA basketball lifer. Ever since I was a kid, I grew up as an 80s kid, so of course, I was watching the Sixers, the Celtics, the Lakers, and then that passed on to the Pistons and the Bulls. I've been watching the NBA I'm 51 years old. I've been watching it for 45 years approximately. I remember watching in 80, 81, 82. Of course, it wasn't live. It was tape delayed back then. A lot has changed because I'm old as dirt. But 51 years I've been on this earth. I have never seen an NBA basketball team with all of the attributes, whether it's on the court, off the court, draft assets, coaching staff, GM, front office, all of the above. I have never seen a team positioned the way that the Oklahoma City Thunder are right now. And I know this sounds like a broken record, but I just kind of want to talk through some stuff for about 15 minutes because I called my buddy Coach Pixley and I said, I don't think we've ever seen this since we've been alive. He said, nothing even remotely close. Not even the Lynn Bias situation, not even the Tim Duncan situation. This is a different beast. This is a unique animal that we're looking at now. I'm going to walk you through some of the things that are going to shock you that you may not know about the Oklahoma City Thunder as it is currently constructed, projecting maybe 5 years into the future. Okay, we talk about dynasties all the time. This is a legitimate potential dynasty where they are always going to be in the mix. Enjoy the video. I'm super excited to announce that the Cajun Cardboard brand has added another affiliate partner. It's BCW Supplies. You can find them at bcwsupplies.com for all of your card collecting, protecting, and display needs. Penny sleeves, top loaders, boxes, anything you need. There's page after page of supplies at BCW. Just make sure at checkout you use the promo code Cajun, C-A-J-U-N, to get 10% off of your order. Hey guys, Bryan with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. And I don't have a bunch of fancy graphics. I do have some screen sharing that I'm going to do with you. I'm just kind of speaking from the hip here. Hopefully this will be about a 12 to 15 minute video. I'm just going to kind of give you guys some idea of just how depressing it may be if you're a fan of the other 29 NBA teams, knowing what Oklahoma City has on the roster right now, combined with the draft assets that they have, combined with the coaching staff, combined with the front office, combined with the now experience of having been there and done that, yet at the same time, not taking it for granted in year two because there's still naysayers, there's still doubters who say, well, Halliburton got hurt. If Halliburton hadn't gotten hurt, they were in that game, they might have lost, and they might have. All of that stuff is true, and I know we're talking about a very finicky NBA where the team that you expect to win almost never wins it. It almost never works out that way. You would think in a 7-game series, the best team would always come out on top. The Pacers are a perfect example of that. Is not the case anymore. It's a new breed in the NBA. Are there still opportunities for true dynasties like the Warriors, like the Spurs, like our Lakers situation with the Kobe Lakers, like the Bulls, obviously, way back when? Can Oklahoma City over the next 7-8 years with the salary cap? That's the other thing we never talked about. These guys, and I'm not even going to get deep into the salary cap situation, but some of these guys are taking less money than they're owed, and it's going to make a lot more it's going to provide a lot of roster flexibility as well. All right, let's just kind of go in order because I got a bunch of stuff going through my head right now. The first thing I will tell you is, and I probably should have pulled this up already, but I didn't. I think right now they are 20-1. So I'm going to pull this up real quick. We're going to go to standings. We're going to go to 20, 6 standings. Holy crap. I don't remember the last time a team was 20-1. I'm sure it's happened. I'm sure it's happened in my lifetime, but I don't remember the last time a team was 20-1 and was missing their second best player for 18 of those games, or 19 of those games, who happened to be an all-star, who happened to be an all-NBA player, who happened to be the secondary ball handler on the team, who happens to be probably one of the 25 to 30 best defensive players in the NBA, who might be one of the 10 best perimeter prohibitive defensive players in the NBA. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. Oklahoma City is 20-1 right now. Obviously, if we project that out, I think that Vegas projects them or ESPN projects them to win 68 games. I'll tell you right now, they're going over the 68. The only way they don't go over 68 is if SGA gets hurt, because one thing you got to keep in mind is SGA has only played in half of the fourth quarters. This team's win margin right now, after 21 games, is the highest in NBA history, and SGA has not played in fourth quarters. He's played in 10 fourth quarters, and he has literally not got off the bench. He has sat for 11 fourth quarters, 21 games into the season. So they've won 12 in a row. They've won 10 out of their last 10. They're 10-1 on the road. They're 10-0 at home. They're 16-1 in conference. They're 20-1. The number one seed is a foregone conclusion. These are all things about how great they are right now. Let's look at their depth chart real quick. We're talking about SGA is the number. Again, we might be splitting hairs here. I think Jokic is the best player in the world. I think Giannis is probably the second best player in the world. After that, you start talking about SGA, Cade Cunningham, Anthony Edwards, Luka Doncic, guys like that, right? That's kind of the mix next. But you could certainly make an argument that SGA, who, by the way, won Western Conference Finals MVP, who, by the way, was the Finals MVP, who, by the way, won the regular season MVP, who, by the way, led the league in scoring, and who is a plus defender and plays the most important position in the NBA, which is point guard, and can get his shot off. His game is tailor-made for fourth quarters in the playoffs. Like, it's tailor-made for fourth quarters in the playoffs. We thought he was going to struggle in the playoffs because he's allegedly a foul merchant, yet somehow he was a freaking damn animal once again, and they led his team to the NBA Finals. Okay, so we've got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, we've got Jalen Williams, we've got, you could plug and play here. We've got Lou Dort. Lou Dort's out right now. He's a little bit injured, but you could plug in Casey Wallace. You could plug in Caruso, who's on and off again, also injured. And that's the thing. This team's 21. They haven't had Jalen Williams for 19 games. They've had people going in and out of the lineup. They have not had their whole crew together, and now they're starting to get close, but then now we find out Hartenstein's got some kind of injury here, like a right calf strain. I forgot what they called the muscle, soleus or solead or something. Lou Dort's out, here and there with an adductor strain, which is something you really want to keep an eye on. Trust me, adductors suck. I know that for sure. Right quad soreness. This might just be them resting guys. Here's the thing. You go through the depth chart, and then you're number one, far and away, not even remotely close. It's not even close. Their third best player is Chet Holmgren. He's the third best player in the NBA. And I'm including LeBron James in that, like in Austin Reeves or whoever you want to put third on the Lakers. I'm including Devin Mobley or Darius Garland, whoever you want to include from the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm trying to think of some other great starting fives. I'm including Amen Thompson, Kevin Durant, or Şengün, whoever you want to put third on that team. I'm including any and all teams, all comers, all of them, right? You want to include Aaron Gordon, who's he's injured, he's out, right? Chet Holmgren is better than all those guys. So he's the best third player on an NBA team. If you want to go to the fourth best player, now you can start to make an argument. But what makes Oklahoma City special is they've got the three-headed monster. The problem is they go 10 deep. And let me tell you what I'm talking about. Just looking at this roster right here, let's just say that's their starting five, and they go double bigs right here. By the way, you don't want to go double bigs. You want to go small. That's fine. I'll play Chet Holmgren at my five. Chet, who can switch everything. He's long. He looks like a freaking, anorexic skeleton with an 8-foot wingspan. He can guard anybody and everybody. He can switch fours and fives. He gets pushed around and bullied a little bit. Joker would be a problem probably for him. Şengün might be a little bit of a problem, but you want to play small, you play just Chet. You want to go double bigs and go up against anybody in the NBA, including Steven Adams and Şengün. You got Holmgren and Hartenstein to do that. Here's the thing. Look at the Ringer Top 100. So this is like an aggregate of the best 100 currently right now, and this is updated through November 26th. The best 100 players in NBA basketball right now. And again, we're still talking about right now. We're not talking about the future, because what we want to know is, well, how long can they keep this together? Surely this has got to break up because of contracts and salary cap and this and that and all that, right? So we're going to get there in just a second. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is ranked the number 2 player in the NBA, right? I said he could be 2, 3, 4, whatever. Let's not argue. He was the MVP last year, so you can make an argument he's the number 1 player, right? And he plays point guard, which is pretty damn important. Jalen Williams is the second best player. He's 17th. So on average, let's just say this. There's 30 teams in the NBA. If we're looking at a top 100 list, every team should have either 3 or 4 players in the top 100, right? By average. Like you divide 100 by 30, it comes out to 3.333 repeating. So you should have 3 or 4 players. The best teams are going to have 4 players. Maybe maybe 5 players in the top 100. Well, guess how many players the Oklahoma City Thunder have? They have the number 2 player. They have the number 17 player who plays in the backcourt with the number 2 player. They have Chet Holmgren here as the number 27 player. So keep in mind, their third best player is ranked in the top 30, which means the third best player on Oklahoma City is better than the best player on like 3 or 4 NBA teams that are out there. How about we drop all the way? And this is where it's really a big 3. It's a clear-cut big 3 because there's no 4th player. There's no Austin Reeves, it's 4th. There's no player quite like that, right, that would be 4th. You got to drop all the way to 62, but this is what makes Oklahoma City special. You don't pay guys that are 62, 65, 68, 70, 80, 90. You don't pay those type of guys, max money. They've got their big 3 wrapped up, locked up, and paid for and under contract, and then you drop all the way to 62, and they've got a 27-year-old Isaiah Hartenstein who is a perfect ego, do whatever you tell me to do, rebound whatever you want, guard whoever you want. He's got an incredible floater game, to be quite honest with you. I've never seen him take a jump shot. He's got an incredible floater game, rebounds the ball, offensive, defensive rebounding. 27 years old, but has experience. He's 7 foot 250, by the way. Next, we've got Caruso. You guys saw what he does in the playoffs. Could care less about playing offense. Shooting is spotty here and there. He's 31, which is right. Now that's NBA prime. 30, 31 is NBA prime. It's not athletic prime, but it's NBA prime when, your mental faculties, you still retain most of your horizontal and vertical athleticism. But your mental acuity and your ability to process information and understand schemes and adjust and all that stuff, they've got Caruso as the 63rd best player. I don't think that's right. They've got Lou Dort as the 81st player. I think that's a little high. I think there's players that are better. We haven't mentioned some players that are better than these guys right now. By the way, Lou Dort's 26 years old in his 7th season, 6'3", 215, a tank of a human being, an absolute UFC fighter, an absolute middle linebacker. He's a run-stopping middle linebacker. They list him at 215. Kiss my ass. I'm 205. I don't look like Lou Dort. He's not 215. I don't care who said he's 215. That dude ain't 215. Lou Dort's 235 if he's an ounce. 83rd, we've got a dude who, and this is where I just have to laugh. This dude came out of absolutely nowhere. A.J. Mitchell is 23 years old. He's in his 2nd season. He's 6'5", 200. And I'll be quite honest with you. A.J. Mitchell would be the best basketball player on 4 or 5 NBA teams. A.J. Mitchell would be certainly the starting point guard on 15 NBA teams. And I don't say stuff like this lightly. I've watched enough of this guy right here to know he's a bigger Jalen Brunson. I've watched the dude play. He is super, super intelligent. He's herky-jerky as hell. He's left-handed like Brunson. He's light-skinned like Brunson. He's going to remind you of Brunson. But did I mention he's 6'5", 200 pounds? The dude can absolutely ball. He's bought in. He's playing defense. He's doing all those things. He's number 83 on the Ringer Top 100. If we keep going, we've got Cason Wallace. Cason Wallace, I think, is better than everybody we've mentioned so far. They've got him ranked 95. I think he's better than Caruso. I think he's better than Dort. Right now, he's leading the league in steals. Yeah, the same league that Dyson Daniels is in. He's leading the league in steals unless something's changed last night. They've got him listed as a feisty 3 guard, on-ball defense, 6'4", 193. So he's 22 years old. I want to remind you guys, my biggest contribution to the hobby since I got involved is the Michael Jordan Hierarchy Project. I pulled together some of the biggest Michael Jordan card collectors in the entire world to put together the Hierarchy Project. It's got 368 images of some of the greatest Michael Jordan 90s basketball cards you can get your hands on. These posters are still available. There are only a couple hundred left. Over 700 of these have been sold. All of the details on how you can get into the Michael Jordan card collecting world and get your Hierarchy Project poster are in the YouTube video descriptions to this video and every video that you see on the Cajun Cardboard channel. You can also get more details on this Hierarchy Project poster, which is 3 foot by 2 foot glossy high definition on the Cajun Cardboard website. The best kept secret, on the back, you've got all the information you need to know and understand everything about these 368 cards. This is the biggest Michael Jordan pack odds list ever compiled. Get your Hierarchy posters now. I ship them in a protective tube, FedEx with tracking number, so they arrive wrinkle-free in a great condition for you. By the way, on a rookie contract from the University of Kentucky, of course. So let's go back and count these up. You're supposed to have 3, maybe 4 people in the top 100. And by the way, I have not mentioned Aaron Wiggins, and I have not mentioned a guy named Nikola Topic, who we're about to talk about in just a second. So 95 for Kason Wallace, 83, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They've got 8 players in the top 100. If we go look at a team like Denver, they've got what, 4 or 5 guys in the top 100, and that's bullshit because you and I both know Cam Johnson's not a top 100 player. You can go look at any team in here, ain't nobody going to have 8 players except the Oklahoma City Thunder. Going back to their depth chart, we did not talk about Isaiah Joe, who, by the way, is perfect. He's absolutely perfect for this team. He plays okay defense. He's probably not a plus defender, but he is an insane lights out shooter. No question about it. He can shoot it from the mid range. He strokes the 3 ball. He's not bashful. He's been made very aware that he's got a green light. And then they've got this other joker, the other Jalen Williams, the poor man's Jalen Williams, who's just kind of a grinder. He's ground bound. He doesn't jump. He doesn't do anything. But guess what? He doesn't need the ball. He doesn't need to take shots. He just does what he's told. He just rebounds. And he's a very good positional defender as well. Sort of a extremely poor man's Al Horford. Don't take that too far. Extremely poor man's, an impoverished Al Horford. And then there's a guy down here that most people have not got a chance to see yet. His name is Nikola Topic. At one point, he was rated the best prospect in Europe. He was a draft and stash for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's had some serious injury concerns. And right now, I didn't know this. He's apparently got testicular cancer. He's estimated to return in March. We'll see. He's out for the next 46 games. They say he's going to return in March. Here's a problem. This dude, I've watched this guy play. If you guys watch in Summer League and you watch some preseason stuff, this dude is a freaking baller. Like, he is an exceptionally high IQ basketball player who can play multiple positions. You want to take him off the ball, it's fine, 1 through 3. He could definitely play point guard. For sure, he can definitely play point guard. Not on this team because he's got 3 better point guards in front of him, but he can play point guard. Thomas Sorber was a first-round draft pick as well, who's not really in the mix either. And I didn't mention Kenrich Williams, who is an NBA journeyman, sort of a Najee Marshall type. He's got the Mississippi mud flap in the back. He's a pretty good player as well. They list him as a center. There's no way that guy's a center. But that's their current situation. So I don't know if I have embellished enough how good this team is right now. Did I mention they're 20-1? Did I mention they have the best, plus minus overall of any team in the NBA? Did I mention they're top 5 in the NBA in offense and defense? It's ridiculous how good this team is. Let's talk about their coach. Their coach is set. He's won an NBA title. He's young. He's not going anywhere. He's happy. He's paid. He does a great job of suppressing the egos and sort of making sure all of the pieces fit. He's been there. He's done that. He's learning a little bit each year. I can't imagine another coach in the NBA that's more highly thought of at a younger age than he is. Let's talk about the GM, Sam Presti. I could probably name 5 GMs in the whole NBA. Maybe. Sam Presti is one, and there's a reason he's drafted any and all of some of the best Hall of Famers, some of the best MVPs out there. I think he's drafted now 4 MVPs. Now, he didn't keep it all together that first time, but lesson learned. Here we are again. He's got this team through draft manipulation. And, of course, let's not lose sight of the fact that the reason this Oklahoma City Thunder team is so good is they straight up swindled the Los Angeles Clippers in the Paul George deal. They straight up swindled them. What a disastrous feeling to be a Los Angeles Clipper fan now, and it's only going to get worse because I'm about to show you how. They've got one of the oldest teams in the NBA. They absolutely suck, and they traded away the MVP for Paul George, who's not even on the Los Angeles Clippers anymore. Let's look at one thing real quick. This is the Thunder draft picks by the next 5 years, and this is where I start to get a little moist. This is where I started. This is why I'm making this video. We've seen great teams come and go, right? We've seen deep teams come and go. There's been, the Celtics a couple of years ago were probably, they probably had 7 or 8 dudes that were top 100 type guys. They weren't going to be as young as this group for the Oklahoma City, and they weren't positioned salary-wise like this team is, as you can see, because Horford's gone, Porzingis is gone, I forget who else, Drew Holiday had to go, so they had salary cap concerns that the Oklahoma City Thunder do not have at the moment. Now, they will have to make some decisions soon, but they'll be making decisions on those dudes that are between 50 and 100. They won't be making decisions on the number 2 ranked player, the number 17 ranked player, and the number 27 ranked player. And again, those are draft rankings, right? I'm not saying I'm ranking those guys there, but you get the drift, right? And so salary cap situation is phenomenal for OKC, but look at their draft picks in the next 5 years. 4 firsts in 2 seconds in this coming draft, which is, by anybody's account, going to be one of the deepest drafts that we've seen in the NBA in a decade, maybe a decade plus. I don't know. You guys tell me. It depends on how you feel about, players 4 through 10. 4 first-round picks in this upcoming draft. And if you're thinking, well, they can't put those players anywhere, that's fine. Don't draft them. Trade the draft picks to get exactly what you want. If somebody's contract comes up and you just can't pay them and you play hardball and they decide to walk and become a free agent and walk away from one of the best dynasties the NBA's seen in 10 years, that's fine. Let them go. You know what you're going to do? You're going to trade these 4 draft picks, or 2 of the 3 or 3 of the 4, and you're going to go out and you're going to hand pick exactly the player you want to fill the void that's left by the guy that left from the 8 that we just looked at that are top 100 players. Isaiah Joe wants to go get paid. Go, Isaiah Joe. We're going to use these draft picks to go get Sam Hauser or some other dude that just steps in and shoots and strokes from the three-point line. 2023, up to 3 or 4, and I think this depends on the 2026, whether they get Philadelphia's draft pick, right? That's what this depends on. So they could get Philadelphia's in 26, they could get it in 27. 2028, 2 firsts, 3 seconds. 2029, 2 firsts, 5 seconds. 2030, 2 firsts, 4 seconds. Guys, look at the first-round draft picks. That is 13 draft picks in the next 5 years. That's preposterous. You want to see right now, based on the current NBA standings, right? The current NBA standings, they've got their own draft pick. Okay, that's my understanding, which is going to be last because they're going to have the best record in the NBA. Then they're going to get, into the lottery potentially with 3 other picks. Pay attention to the red numbers. Now, this first pick is the dumbass pick for Derek Queen's fat ass in New Orleans. And so Atlanta Hawks are going to get New Orleans pick, and it's probably going to be, it's a 14% chance to be 1, 14, 13, 12. These are the percentage chances, right, to where they're going to pick, right? And so the odds are, the Pelicans are going to get in the lottery the 3.7 pick, right? Somewhere between the 3rd and 4th pick, and that conveys to Atlanta because the dumbass Derek Queen trade that Joe Dumars and his genius buddies decided was the first step they want to make in the wrong direction for the New Orleans Pelicans, my home state team. Here are the next red line, the next red line, and the next red line. Guess what? When I hover over it, who is this conveying to? Oh, the Sixers, they're projected to be the last team in the lottery right now, and who knows, maybe they get out of the lottery, maybe they don't. Right now, that pick goes to OKC. The Utah Jazz, who are overachieving right now, unfortunately, but it looks like that number 9 pick is going to go to OKC. I think it's top 8 protected, so the Jazz have to finish between 9 and 14 for this lottery pick to go. But then again, that could turn into the number 1 overall pick. That could turn into Darren Peterson. How about we add another point guard into the mix? That could turn into, Cam Boozer, who I am not sold on. I think Cam Boozer is, that's not where I would spend my lottery pick. That's just me personally. I'm saying it right now. I've watched 2 games. It's plenty to say. He's short. He's not a power forward. He's not a center. He's not that athletic. I would not spend a pick on that guy. It's AJ DeBonta. It's Darren Peterson. It could be. They have 4.5% chance of getting the number 1 pick. They have with the Utah pick, they have a 14.5% chance of getting a top 3 pick. Okay? And they also get the Clippers pick. And the Clippers are shockingly to NBA pundits, but not very surprising to me because they're old, brittle, and just suck. They just decided, we want everybody on the downside. Give us Brook Lopez. Give us Chris Paul. Give us James Harden, who's actually overperformed. Give us Kawhi Leonard, who's never healthy. Give us all these dudes who are on the downside of their career. We'll make them win a championship. No, it's stupid. And that's why the Clippers are projected to have the number 5 pick in the draft, which, by the way, as I hover, conveys to Oklahoma City. So there's a chance that OKC is going to have 4 first-round picks. They could have 3 lottery picks. Do what you want with them. Trade them away. Get exactly the pieces you want. Push them off. Trade the number 5 pick overall in this year's draft for 3 future firsts or 2 firsts and a second or something crazy like that, or an unprotected future first from a shitty team. You can do a million freaking things with these draft picks. So all of this being said, and look, I just want to show you this real quick comparison. This is just showing you what these 2 guys happened to do last year. This is the 2-headed monster, right? We know Chet Holmgren missed a bunch of games, but when he got there, they were unbeatable. This is just Jalen Williams and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander last year playing a combined 145 games, averaging a combined 53 points, 10 rebounds, 10.5 assists. Both of them averaged over 1.5 steals a game, just filthy on defense. And these aren't their defensive specialists. This is not Dort. This is not Kason Wallace. This is not Caruso. These are their two best offensive players who happen to be elite defensive players, especially Jalen Williams. SGA is a very good defensive player. Obviously steals the ball a lot. He's a very good defensive player. He doesn't have to do all of the heavy lifting. You can hide SGA. He's not even playing fourth quarters. You're talking about just a great two-headed monster, a great three-headed monster. You got to drop down a little bit to get to the fourth best player on the roster, but 4 through 10, legitimately, with Topic on the sidelines, with a guy Thomas Sorber, who's a lottery pick, and with Mississippi Mudflap, Kenrich Williams waiting, and then all those draft picks, 14 draft picks in the next 5 years, sitting, waiting, and a great salary situation, a great GM, a great front office, an awesome young head coach who seems happy and content, who's keeping the inmates in line. And I say inmates, it's like they've got no attitude problems. They've got no ego issues. I've never heard one person say one bad thing about SGA as a teammate. This is the MVP of the NBA. And not one person has ever said one bad thing about SGA. Jalen Williams hasn't bitched about, I need to be the man, give me my own team like James Harden did so many years ago the first time around. None of that crap is happening with this team. It's literally, it's the greatest situation I have ever seen in my 51 years on planet Earth in the NBA, not only for the present, but also for the future. Where else can you go find a team that is 20-1? They're going to win 70 games. This team is going to win 70 freaking games this year, having played 19 of them without their all-NBA 2-guard, 3-guard, whatever you want to call them, right, wing, and with 14 draft picks over the next 5 years. It's insane, and they've got even more draft picks if you go out further than 5 years. It's wild what they've got planned. Let me know what you think about the Oklahoma City Thunder. If you had to put a number on it in the next 5 years, right, including this year, let's go this year and then 5 more. In the next 6 years, are they going to win 3 titles? Are they going to win 2 titles? Keep in mind, they already won 1. Are they going to win 3 out of 5? Are they going to win 4 out of 6? Can they do something like that? Can that be done in the modern NBA with the new, collective bargaining agreement, the salary structure, the way it is? Can that be done? The thing is, big threes don't work anymore. We saw it. We look at the 2 teams that were in the finals last year. Yeah, OKC's got a big 3, but really, the Pacers didn't. They didn't have a big 3. What are you going to say? Halliburton, Miles Turner, and Siakam? That's not a big 3. Big 3 is like what the Lakers got with Reeves and Doncic and LeBron. Big 3 is kind of what, Cleveland had with Garland, Mobley, and Donovan Mitchell, where all your money's tied up there. It's not that way for Oklahoma City, man. I'm telling you, they are poised and in a position, and they locked those guys up before that salary cap increase. So these guys, their big 3's percentage of the salary is a lower percentage than probably most of the other teams in the NBA that have a legitimate chance at winning a title. So I've just never seen a team position like this. Let me know what you think they're going to do in the next 5 years. Let me know if I'm crazy. I have no dog in this hunt. I'm a basketball card collector, right? We should have led with that. I don't have any SGA cards. I don't have any Jalen Williams cards. I don't have any Chet Holmgren cards. I don't have any of these guys' cards. So I have no dog in this hunt. I just appreciate good basketball, and I'm a math nerd. And when I looked at the situation, I started to kind of put pen to paper and think to myself, this is a team that could really do this for a very, very long time. This is what the Warriors thought they were going to be until they drafted Moses Moody and Kuminga and who's the big dork that ended up sucking James Wiseman. They blew it. They went all Philadelphia 76ers process on the world and drafted the wrong guy at every single chance they had. OKC has not had a tendency to do that. They've actually drafted the right guy, and now we're going to give them 14 picks over the next 5 years and see what they can do with it. That's it, guys. Enjoy the video. Just wanted to get your thoughts on that. Let me know in the comments what you think about OKC, and if you got any of these guys' cards, and maybe it's a time to invest in SGA. His cards are up there, man. We're in a bubble market, but maybe we haven't priced in 3 or 4 rings, and maybe we should be pricing in 3 or 4 rings. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. As always, keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.